Hello investors, let's do an analysis of Cerence AI. In the last video that I made, I felt it was a little bit too short of an analysis, and so I wanted to get back in here and do an analysis of the technicals as well as the fundamentals. So starting with the technicals that you can see right here on the charts, we do know that this stock has been performing quite a bit since last Friday, which is as of yesterday. That would be January 3rd, 2025. This thing has gone up over 100%. So the question is, can it keep going further? Possibly, but we want to be cautious because a stock like this has run up a little bit too much, as you can see right here. So from a technical perspective, what I like to do, I always like to zoom out just to get a feel of like, what's the overall investor sentiment over the last 5 years. You can see that when this company went IPO somewhere around in late 2019, right? Later it popped in 2020, but then towards 2022, when we had the tech bear market, this thing dipped quite a bit, right? It sold off and almost, well, all the way down to like near zero over here. But as of recent in 2025, the stock is up as of last Friday, which is yesterday, on partnership related news that, well, they're going to be partnering with NVIDIA. So I think this is, okay, it's something interesting to do analysis on, but let's do a little bit further after the technicals. We want to jump into the fundamentals right here, or at least a snapshot of the fundamentals. So real quick, what I normally like to do is I like to calibrate how large is this entity. And we can see right here, it's a $2 billion entity. In the last about 4 years, 4 or 5 years, it's been doing about 300 million in sales. And of the 300 million in sales, it's been taking home about, well, no EPS. So minus 588 million in income right there. So they're not taking home any money, but that's okay, right? Sometimes you'll see investors are pretty bullish on a stock. And so a stock price will just rally because, well, on just investor sentiment or perception of value, more so than actual income and actual balance sheet value. Now, we're not looking at balance sheet value just yet. We're just looking at the snapshot of the fundamentals. And so is there a PE ratio? There is no price to earnings ratio. Is there a PS ratio? The current price to sales ratio is 6 times. Okay, not too bad. How much debt does this company have? This company is in debt. It has about 1.44 times long-term debt. So that's something to be aware of. Now, from a fundamental business performance perspective, its gross margin is about 73%. So it could take home quite a bit of money, but so far it's not taking home any money. The expectation here is that, well, I'm guessing the operators are really bullish on the company. And so all the earnings that they're making, it's really going into like R&D and sales and marketing, et cetera, et cetera. So they're still trying to grow this stock is from what my interpretation of it. Now, I do want to look at the quick balance sheet real quick. I'll click on this button right here, as you can see. It'll go into the statements right here. And so it'll immediately pull up an income statement, but I want to see the balance sheet. So I switched over to the balance sheet and I just want to see like, okay, how much debt, how much assets, is there any total shareholder equity? So we can see total equity has gone down here, right? So they probably levered up recently.